Okay then. All right, we're done. Let's take on quickly on our next subject. You know, the 34th President of the United States of America, his name was Dwight Eisenhower. It was he who said, quote, "Politics ought to be the part-time profession of every citizen who would protect the rights and privileges of free men," end quote. But in our jurisdiction, where politics is a zero-sum enterprise, professional politicians are already dreaming of the next election and beyond. The People's Democratic Party, PDP Governors Forum, has flatly denied that its members were working for the ticket of the immediate past governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, and the former Anambra State Governor, Peter Obi, for the 2027 presidential election. A statement credited to Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed declared that the PDP governors would support the candidate of the party when the time comes. Dotun, are you with me?
I am. We shouldn't forget that all parties say so before election.
Yeah.
But you recollect that when Peter Obi was going to move into the Labour Party before the last election, he didn't do so 2 years, 3 years before. He did so before that election. Not too long to that election. So when people come up with statements like this, a lot of times, I see it as trying to cover up
you think
what is going to unravel.
You think this is setting, you know, playing a dummy?
That's what I'm saying. That's the way I see it. Because when you see the movements around now and the permutations within the parties, especially PDP, there are those who have already given up on that party for the next election in terms of candidates. And it's been established over time.
Okay, you are trying to tell me Alhaji Atiku Abubakar is...
There is a lot of people know. You see, it's just what we've witnessed. The man has full control over that presidential ticket, except he doesn't want it.
No, but the party is the sole arbiter here.
The party is the arbiter, but you are going to go into primaries. And when the primaries come up, there is a magic that happens.
Dotun, I hope, I hope we are reading from the same book.
Yes.
By 2027, Wale, don't come in just yet. By 2027, we expect President Tinubu to express the desire to run.
Yes.
And the presidency should remain in the South.
What it means is this. The APC already has a flag bearer. Nothing changes it. Except the president refuses the first offer. If he doesn't, that is a done deal.
Okay, so the right of first refusal belongs to him.
It belongs to him. That is one. You now come, which is the next party? PDP. So, who is likely to emerge in PDP? Atiku Abubakar has indicated interest, even if he didn't say so straight. That party is one. What next? Labour Party. So, if they are already saying that, then it means that...
They meaning the PDP?
Yes. Then it means that there is... to use what happened between the prophet and his servant in the Bible, he said there was a small cloud like that of a knuckle. When you have small cloud, big rain can come. That has been proven with that passage of Bible. So we are seeing something, some movements in the political atmosphere now.
A kite is being flown.
That's the way I see it.
All right.
We don't want this, so means that we already see it happening, but we don't want it. That's what they are saying to us.
Wale, what are you saying from your own prism?
Well, I think there are two issues
involved here.
Involved here. 2027, and then the context of governance and power. I think, I'm not referring to His Excellency Malam Nuru Nibadu, but I think there are some people in both parties, either PDP and, that are just in politics for power, for the sake of power alone.
Okay.
These people are always very desperate to do anything in order to regain power.
So the quote credited to Dwight Eisenhower applies there.
Sure. You have politicians that are sneaky, cunning, power drunk, disruptive, and they always want to create crisis to use the wild wind as a negotiating ship. Even when the party they are working for, they have worked for over the years. Even if the party is doing well, but for the fact that they are not getting the right attention, they are ready to destabilize the party. That is what I think is going on in APC. Because as we speak now, I don't think the issue of 2027 should be the primary focus, or at least the ruling party. So if anybody in that ruling party is now talking about, people are talking about his imaginers, and that person is going from one place to the other, creating one crisis and making an allegation against all sorts of people. And even in your own state, there is a crisis. You can't even hold on to your, you have lost grip of your own root. Then there's a problem. I think that...
Are we reacting to the same story?
Yeah, I'm just trying to give a general picture.
Okay.
So I think, from my own opinion, you see, politicians say things they will deny, and deny things they will later say. Just like I said, there is no flame without fire. There is a group within the PDP or opposition or Labour Party that is already thinking that El-Rufai and Peter Obi ticket may be the game changer. So that reality is there.
Hold on.
And there are people that are opposed to it. So they might issue statements. But that does not annul the fact that that tendency is there.
Former Governor El-Rufai, whose face I'm seeing on the screen now, should be number one, Peter Obi number two. Or the other way around.
That is the permutation.
That is not clear as of today.
That is the
permutation.
permutation.
But it's a possible realignment. Because if you have somebody from, El-Rufai from Kaduna, and then Obi from...
By the way, El-Rufai is still a bona fide member of the APC. He has not jumped ship.
He has not jumped ship.
And he says he will not.
Yeah, and he says he will not. So let's hold him for his words. Also bearing in mind that politicians have said that in the past. But at the end of the day, because the same El-Rufai was...
Of course, you remember that the same Peter Obi said he would not leave PDP.
And he crossed over to another party. So, but I think if there is election today, at the risk of being accused of partisanship, I think PDP...
And also, both El-Rufai and Obi have nothing to do with the PDP as we speak.
Yes, nothing.
But they are also not too far, because they all pass through that political party.
Okay. Yes. You are saying what Dr.
Yes. So I think realignment of forces, is not impossible between Labour Party, a faction of Labour Party, and the PDP. So we are watching. It's going to be an interesting game. But I think as we speak today, APC is negotiating from position of strength. But that strength is not given. It can still be questioned and challenged by other emerging dynamics.
Of course, I'm reminded in this connection, Dr., of what the so-called first Antichrist said, Napoleon Bonaparte. He said, in politics, if your enemy is making a mistake, do not interrupt him.
It's good. So, but in this case now, when you look at what is playing out in the society, the movement is not just about the parties now. It is also about playing on the demands of the people. There are certain people that Nigerians are listening to. We can't wave away the social media. You can't. And when those people make some moves, the ripples will be felt everywhere. Those two people whose names were mentioned, for Peter Obi, in the last 3-4 years, it's been up there. El-Rufai is now in the reckoning and has been in the last 2 months. So when the two come together, I mean, not even physically now, when the names of those two, when they come together, you can imagine the level of...
As they say, when men and mountains meet, great things are done.
Yeah. It's not as if I can see them maybe defeating the incumbents. But I mean, they are creating the waves now. And if it becomes the reality and somebody like Atiku Abubakar decides not to contest, then there can be something. You can begin to look at a party that can say, yes, we can put up a good challenge in 2027.
Yeah. And you do not see anything wrong with the fact that as a new kid on the block, the Labour Party is having teething problems. Too early?
Yeah. The Labour Party is having lingering problem. It's been on. The same thing with the PDP. You know, it's also having a lot of internal contradictions. So if Peter Obi will eventually leave Labour Party, he's definitely not going to live with the old. Definitely. He's going to live with a faction of the Labour Party. And I think that is a contradiction in itself.
And are you sure of his destination?
It's uncertain. But I think I don't see him.
Okay, he keeps them guessing.
Yes, I don't think...
Keeps you guessing.
Yes, I don't think I see him continue with a fractured vehicle on the highway.
Actually, for Labour Party, what Labour Party is doing despite being factionalized is that the two factions are promoting Peter Obi. But when they come down
to the brass tacks,
they begin to go in different directions. But for them at the presidency, they are all saying Peter Obi.
Yeah.
So, but
then Otto von Bismarck was right when he said politics is not an exact science.
It's not. It's not.
But
that's why people must be careful.
It's a behavioral one.
The faction that people thought supported APC in the last election was the first to announce Peter Obi as his presidential candidate for 2027. That faction.
All right.
The Papa faction.
A voice from Jos Plateau State wants to join.
All right.
Welcome, Baga. How are you? We lost the contact to him?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
so
you were saying.
If they are saying that, and like I said, some people are going to move with him. And don't forget these days, what people do. We saw it in the last election. I can be in APC and decide for this election, I'm going to vote the PDP candidate. For this one, I'm going to... It happened in the last election. And we are going to see a lot of that in 2027. That is why some personalities are no longer scared of moving into a party that is not so popular again because they can use it as a vehicle to achieve their aim. And it's going to happen in 2027. I believe that the PDP governors are just... some of them have been discussing it because they are particular about taking over at the federal level.
Yeah.
And they don't mind being sober in 2027. Nobody is bragging again. Nobody is. Because even APC, the way it is now, is not so sure of anything in 2027. It's not so sure.
I'll go back to what I told you Dwight Eisenhower said, 34th U.S. President. Politics ought to be the part-time profession of every... So, but here it is full-time.
It's a full-time. You know, that is where people...
and you get the impression that if you remove a professional politician from the equation, all is not well.
Oh, yeah, because people are not going to politics because they want to serve you and me. They are going there as they see it as a profit venture. And that is why they can afford to invest in giving money to voters. So at the end of the day, they are also looking at reaping dividends when they win that election.
Yeah.
So, and that's
So
why you
it's a zero-sum game.
yeah, that's why you see a lot of lack of organizational discipline. Because if you are in APC or PDP and it's your party, the first thing is that the party has to determine and, you know, it choose a pathway for your fusion.
Based on rules set by
and
it.
collective decisions set by that party.
Yeah.
But people don't have respect for their party. That's why you can be talking of 2027 when you are still within a particular party. That has structure, that's leadership.
Okay, but let me run away with the statement credited to the governor of Bauchi. It is the party that would determine who flies the flag.
Yes,
right.
Is the party.
And all the PDP governors.
We all know that ultimately that is not the truth.
I don't know. Me, I'm not.
There's a difference between appearances and reality. That is appearance, but the reality.
When they come with all these schools.
I don't know what you know, and I can't see what you are saying. All right, folks, let's